Hello Year 3, this is your guided reading video for today. Now what we are going to do, we are going to read a little bit more of our book that we've been looking at over the past couple of days. Our book being Operation Gadget Man by Malorie Blackman. Yeah. Now if you remember yesterday we got up to the part where Beans had just run back up the stairs to go and get her jacket. I wonder where she was going. Let's read a little bit. When she came downstairs again, Dad said, "I'm just telling your friends about my latest invention, Animal Crunches. The biscuits shaped like various animals which actually cook as you propel them through the air. Mind you, you might have to lob them quite a few times before the ingredients cook properly. But it's worth it, because then you get hot, fresh, shortcake biscuits. Isn't that terrific? I got the idea for them by accident actually. It was Dad. You'll have to hold your horses until this afternoon or we'll be late for school." Beans glanced down at her watch. "But it won't take long. We don't have the time, Dad. Honest," Beans said. "Oh, okay then," her dad said sadly. Beans sighed. "Louisa and Anne are coming round for dinner tonight, so you can explain your Oogie Whatsits work later," she said. Her dad's forlorn expression had got to her. "All right then," and he brightened up. "I'll make sure there's plenty of food ready for you all when you get here." "Thank you, Mr. Conman," Louisa smiled. "Yeah, thanks, Mr. C," said Anne. Beans turned to lead the way out of the house when her dad piped up from behind her. "Oh, just wait a minute, everyone," and he trotted into the kitchen. Beans looked at her watch again, tapping her foot. "Beans, if I have to stay behind after school to write another essay for being late, my arm will literally drop off," Louisa whispered. "And my mum will go into orbit," Anne added. "Dad!" And we are going to leave the book there for today. Now what we're going to do today, we are going to be creating something called a roll on the wall. Now a roll on the wall is an outline of a body. So let's do that first of all. Miss Dunn's amazing artwork. Are you ready, Year 3? Let's do the neck and the head. Oh, let's just keep it there. One arm, two arm, one leg and foot, two legs and feet. Well, that looks different, doesn't it? Oh dear. Anyway, let's go with it. So, Miss Dunn is going to be looking at Beans today. You are going to be looking at Dad. Now, on the inside of the body, all on the inside, we're going to write words or little phrases, perhaps, to talk about how that character might be feeling. So, first of all, I think Beans loves her dad so much. So, I think, and her dad loves her back. So, I think loved is a super one. And I think she's quite happy with her dad as well. So, I'm going to write happy on the foot here. But sometimes Beans can come across quite embarrassed of her dad. Maybe with all the inventions and all the wacky crazy ideas that he has, maybe sometimes it's just a little bit too much for her, especially in front of her friends. So embarrassed. Let's write embarrassed on the arm here. Now Beans was looking at a watch because she was going to be late for school. Now she comes across as someone who doesn't like being late, and a word for that is punctual. So maybe she feels quite punctual, doesn't like being late. But also another way to go with this, maybe if she enjoys going to school and she's doing really well at school, maybe she's quite academic, maybe she feels quite academic. So academic, squidge that on. Now when Beans' dad talks about his inventions, she doesn't really talk to her dad about inventions, does she? Not when she's with her friends. So maybe she can come across as quite shy. So let's write shy in the foot here. Now, I think she really loves her dad. And I really do think she loves all his inventions. But just not in front of her friends. It's not cool, is it? I think she's really thoughtful. So let's write that one in there. Thought. Oh, I'm going to have to squidge it on. Thoughtful. Fantastic. So inside is all about how the character is feeling. Now we're going to think about the outside. Now you can add more words than Miss Dunn has. That's absolutely fantastic. Miss Dunn's just showing you an example. Now on the outside, I think Beans can come across quite a bossy character. She likes to have things her own way, that it seems so far. So let's write bossy. Now, she knows that her dad's a little bit crazy. She knows that her friends like Beans for being her, but maybe she just needs to show that resilience a little bit more. Maybe she needs to be a bit more resilient than what she is. So I'm going to write resilient anyway, because I think it's a super word that can relate to Beans. Now, another word, like I said here, thoughtful. I think she's a really kind character. She doesn't mean to upset anyone, so I'm going to write kind on. She comes across, her impressions are kind. Now, going along with this one, punctual. She's always in a rush. She likes to get there on time. So, in a rush. Now, it didn't just have to be one word, remember. It can be more than one word, like a phrase. Now, my last word that I'm thinking of is that Beans seems to it seems that Beans wants to impress her friends, that she wants to do the right things. She wants to be liked. So, wants to be liked. There we go. Now that is my role on the wall for today. I have done it on Beans, remember, not Dad. I would like you to do it on Dad. Now I hope that makes sense. Any problems, please send me a message on Class Dojo. Okay, see you soon.